Hey guys, today I'm here at Grace Church, Southern Pines in North Carolina. I'm shooting a youth event for them tonight, as well as getting some B-roll and some footage of their Sunday morning services. And I just wanted to show you the gear, the bag that I take, and everything that I use to film and get video of church events. So starting off, the very first thing, I have my camera. It's a Sony a7 IV. This is an awesome camera. The only big gripe I have with it is the crop in 4K 60, but honestly, a lot of times it just makes me more intentional with the times that I shoot slow motion versus when I just shoot in 24 frames per second real time. But awesome camera. I've had this for a couple years now. It's really, really good. For these events especially, I shoot redundant, so I have two SD cards in here with video and photo being written to both just in case of a backup. And I have a battery in here, and then this custom wrist strap, which is awesome. Lenses, so I have three lenses. This is the Sony 24-105 f4. To be honest, a lot of people shy away from the f4, but coupled with the 3200 native ISO, dual native ISO on the a7 IV, I find I can shoot a lot at f4 and 3200 ISO, and it works out really well most of the time. So there's that lens, and then I have a Sony 70-200, also f4, just because of the price. 24-105, I like having the extra focal range, even though it is an f4. I think the trade-off there is good. But the 70-200, obviously there's a better 70-200 f2.8, and I'll probably upgrade to that eventually, but for now the f4 is great, and I love being able to have that extra reach in the lens. So I have the lens cover for that. And then the third lens that I take is the 35mm f1.8. This is not a G Master, it's just a simple Sony lens, but kind of covers the low light needs, especially at youth events when the room is really dark, or in the worship auditorium, the room's often pretty dark. So f1.8 lets me let a lot more light in when I have trouble with the f4 of my other lenses. So it's a great balance. I'm really happy with this setup, 35mm and also a great focal length. So moving on to the rest, I have a couple of washcloths and rags in here because sometimes gear gets wet, and then I usually just keep those in here. And then I have an ND filter. This is the Peter McKinnon edition. I just think it looks the best. It has the least color cast. It's not cheap, but works really, really well. This is the 2 to 5 stop. Yeah, I've had this one for a while. It's great, it's really good. Super useful. Storing memory cards in this memory card case. This is a Pelican one. I love this one a lot. I would highly recommend it simply because it doesn't have a notch out for the corners of the SD cards. So when I use an SD card, I just flip it around and I know I can't use it again. So that's super useful, little extra tip. And then you can also hold all your micro SD and full size SD, as well as I have some adapters in here. So I take this thing everywhere, it's awesome. My microphone, super simple. I know there's better ones out there, but a lot of times I rarely use the room sound from my camera anyway. It's a lot of music and sometimes sound from the broadcast. So this is just a simple video mic Go, I think it's called. It's powered through the camera. There's no batteries, which is really good. So if I need a little better audio, I'll throw this on, especially if I'm just doing video by itself, then might as well have a better mic on. So there's that. And then in here I have two other batteries. I've had 3 batteries for my camera total for my Sony for a couple years, and I find that's usually more than I need because I can keep one on the charger and then be using the other one, and I usually have a really good cycle going through. So most of the time I don't need any more than 3, sometimes 2, but it's great to know that I'm covered and don't have to worry about batteries dying or anything. I usually take this Lav Mic just in case. I'm wearing it right now in case I want to do a video, but it's the Tascam DR10L, and it doesn't need to be connected to a camera or anything. It just records straight to an SD card, which is awesome. So if I want to do a quick tutorial or something, I don't need to use my camera. I can just use a phone or something. This pouch comes with my bag, which by the way is a Low Pro ProTactic 450 AW2, which is an awesome bag. The Low Pro is awesome. They replaced it once when one of the buckles broke and just sent me another one. And so there's tons of customizability in here, and a laptop pouch and everything, which is a really great bag. And it comes with a bunch of extra pouches. So in here I keep all my chargers and stuff like that. I either keep this in the bag, but if it's especially full, it has this Velcro on the back that I can strap it to pretty much anywhere outside and have some extra room. With this bag, I'll often configure it depending on what I'm shooting. So if I'm gonna be hiking and filming, I put the camera with a lens on it in the bottom for quick access, but otherwise I usually carry it detached from the lens if I'm gonna be setting up and filming and not walking around carrying my bag a whole lot. But this is another bag. This doesn't come with the Low Pro bag, but it's clear on the front, and it's a great size little gear pouch. This is the Gear Up Pouch Mini. This is a great bag. I keep all my kind of computer accessory things in here. So right now I have like a USB-C cable, I have a USB hub adapter, as well as a few SSDs to offload footage in case I need to, as well as like just an HDMI, some USB-C to USB-A adapters, things like that. And so this kind of comes with me anywhere whenever I'm shooting things in case I need an extra cable or cord or something. And then I have my drone, which I just made another video about today, about some drone shots you can get of your church building. But the drone that I have is a DJI Mavic Air 2. This is an awesome drone. I really like it. The camera quality is really good. It's not quite on par with the Pros or the Mavic 3s that have come out now, but the battery life is really good. I can pretty consistently get 30 minutes, 20 at the low end. I just have an SD card in here and only one battery, so it's great. There's the controller and the drone. And then the very last thing, there's a little pouch up in the top portion of my bag that I keep some extra accessories in, just another memory card case, and then a lens pen, which is awesome. This is just a really cheap tool that you can clean the lens on one side, and then the other side has a brush that you can brush off bigger dust and stuff off your lens if you need to. So those always kind of stay in here for whenever I'm shooting if I need them. One last pouch on the side, I keep a Leatherman in the side just for screwdrivers. Sometimes I use it for screwing in the base plate of a tripod. You just never know when you might need a Leatherman, so keep that in my bag as well. And then the very last thing is this top portion. So this is actually a laptop sleeve. So I have my 16-inch MacBook Pro in here, which I don't typically use on shoot days, but I have it along with, like I said, my SSDs just in case I need to offload footage or something like that. And then there's also some extra pouches up here. So up at the top, I have some step-up rings because the Indy filter, the Polar Pro that I have is 82 millimeters, and all my other lenses, this I think is 72, and then this 70 to 200 is a little smaller, and the 35 millimeter is much smaller, so I need to get another one for those. But these two step-up rings let my filter work on these two lenses, so I don't need multiple filters for different size lenses. And then just a cleaning cloth, my drone registration and license, and then my laptop in the top. That's pretty much it. That's all that I have in my bag. If you have any other questions or want to know anything else about this gear that I have, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.